Hey everyone, welcome back to Flickface Podcast. It is Saturday
morning.
Man, and I'm Jonah, joined by Johnny, and today we have, for the first time, a guest on the Flickface Podcast. What's up, Jake?
Yeah.
So, Tyler couldn't make it this week because of school, and then he's camping this weekend, I think. And it's a Saturday morning, we're drinking mimosas, we're chilling, and yeah.
I did not just wake up like 30 minutes ago.
So, Jake, this is your first time on the Flickface Podcast. What are you thinking so far?
I'm pretty excited. I just got off the Joe Rogan podcast the other day.
Oh,
And, yeah, he was pretty stoked for it. He was telling me how much he listens to this podcast. So.
Now, who would you say has the better setup, the Flickface podcast or the Joe Rogan Experience?
You know, when I go to the Joe Rogan Experience, he doesn't give me a mimosa. So
He just gives you DMT.
Exactly. You microdose on everything when you get inside.
All right, so this week we are going over the 2021 Mortal Kombat on HBO Max.
For
response to that?
First thoughts on that?
And that's the podcast, everyone.
Yeah. And we're done.
All right, so when was this movie? This movie was released like last month, right?
Yeah, it was just like a
April.
few weeks ago.
Yeah. So I saw it on HBO Max. I'm just like, it just didn't interest me at all. Like,
When you saw it or like wanting to watch it?
I didn't want to watch it at all. I saw the trailer for it and it just didn't excite me. I'm like, I'm not going to watch it.
It was the opposite for me. I never like played the Mortal Kombat games or anything, but when I saw that trailer, I was like, yo, this looks dope.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all I cared about was like cool fight scenes, and that's it.
Anytime they do a remake of a movie, I get excited. Just thinking like, there's this.
That's a rare,
like this sliver. I'm like, will it be better than the previous one?
Oh.
Wait, how many movies were there before this one? Just one? Like, this is a remake?
No, there was
There's a couple.
I think there's like two. Or
Yeah.
three.
I have no idea about
That's how good the movies were. Nobody remembers how many there were before.
it's always a good sign.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But when I watched this movie, I was actually pleasantly surprised. The action in this is
It's insane.
Yeah.
it is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
All right, so let's just get into lamps and slamps. Jake, did you prepare some lamps and slamps?
I did. Actually, for some reason, there's more slamps than there are lamps.
It's kind of how it goes with this podcast.
Yeah.
We hate on everything.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. You want me to go first?
Yeah.
Okay, so my first slamp of the movie when watching it is I wish they developed the characters a lot more and their backstories. So because this is like a new genre, like new storyline, a whole new development, they added so many characters that I think people wanted to see, but they didn't take the time to really invest in developing them. They just started throwing out all these characters. And so, I mean, with Mortal Kombat, they don't have like they can do whatever they want. Like it's based off of a video game. So they have the time and the ability to develop characters, but they didn't really develop them that much. Except for like the beginning of the movie. When I watched like the beginning with Scorpion, I was like, dude.
You're like, you're going to get some backstory to all these characters.
Exactly.
The beginning, and then like when it started off with the main character dude, I can't remember his name.
Johnny.
Cole.
And then after like, I don't know, 30 minutes of the movie, then they just start throwing everybody at
Yeah.
you, and it's just like, whoa.
Yeah, once you start
okay.
seeing all these characters, I'm like, wait, would it help if I like played the game?
That's
or,
what I was.
like,
I was wondering.
What
I was
what
like,
am I missing?
I bet like if I was like a Mortal Kombat fanboy, like every time one of these people walked on screen, I was like, should I be like squealing with excitement
oh,
right
yeah.
now?
So I think that's what makes this movie different than the other ones is because the other ones are like focused on like just making these characters and there is this video game. With this one, it was more of like this nostalgic, like everything in the movie was a reference to the game, not the old movies.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
So if you played the game, you would see these little hidden Easter eggs or things that they're trying to throw out when you're watching the movie that you're like, dang.
Did you play the game?
I played a little bit of it here and
You
there.
sound like you like played it like.
Okay, I played a good amount, not like Warzone amount,
Okay.
but a
that's
good
fair.
amount of the game.
Yeah.
I just sucked so much at it.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good slamp. I'm gonna throw that on for me as well, just because, like you said, in the beginning you understood, but then a lot of these characters, I'm like, I mean, they're cool. He's got a cool hat that
Yeah,
spins,
yeah.
but like, am I supposed to know who he is?
Right?
Or care about him at all?
Yeah. Well, and he was like my favorite character in the movie, and they kill him off. Like this guy who's been training since he was a kid dies so easily after like taking out a couple people, which is
And the one chick that doesn't even have a mark,
dude,
survives.
and
It's that classic movie trope of I've been I've been training my whole life for this, and then the new guy shows up and just dominates
who
everybody.
sucks apparently at MMA.
He gets
Like,
one training montage, and that's it.
and he's better. He's the chosen one.
Yeah, I thought it was stupid at the end when they figure out that they're going to start taking them on, like, oh, we're going to isolate them and then we're going to go fight them. I'm like, why don't you all fight each one to get, like, isolate one and then all of you fight them, and there's like no chance. No one's going to die. No one's going to get hurt.
Well, that's
how it works, Jonah.
What bugged me the most is this movie's called Mortal Kombat, and they didn't even have the Mortal Kombat tournament.
No.
Like, that's what I was expecting.
Yeah, they kept talking about this tournament. I'm like, what is this? Like, and then they never show it.
All they kept saying was like, oh no, they're trying to fight us before the tournament?
Yeah.
Oh. Cheaters.
John, what about you? Do you have any lamps or something?
I got a lamp. Gary, Indiana. The safe house is in Gary, Indiana, and I have this obsession with that town because there's a card in Cards Against Humanity that all it says is Gary, Indiana. And so actually last summer when I was road tripping out to my grandparents in Michigan, I made it a point to like divert the road trip a little bit to go through Gary, Indiana.
And how was it?
It's a terrible town. There's a reason why it's in Cards
like
Against Humanity.
Scranton, Pennsylvania.
It is so bad. It's just meth heads and fireworks everywhere.
Interesting.
Made no sense. But I was happy when they said it in the movie.
It's like the Bakersfield of Indiana.
It is. It really is. Well, all of Indiana's Bakersfield, pretty much. But
All right. I have a lamp. Surprisingly, I was just like I said, surprised that the action was really, really great, and the fighting sequences. I thought they were done well and also shot well, where it wasn't like cutting like crazy.
Yeah.
Like there was a lot of cuts, but it wasn't like you got to see what's going on. Not like some movies.
Well, apparently the characters that they used for like Sub-Zero, Scorpion are like legit martial artists. Like they're really, really good.
It makes sense
I
because
feel like that's a thing nowadays. Like they're not hiring necessarily actors. They're hiring like actual fighters and teaching them how to act.
What is that movie that did the same thing? Act of Valor. Have you ever seen that? Where it's like legit Navy SEALs that they had
yeah.
play that instead of actors.
That was a crazy movie.
Which you can tell they're not actors.
You're like, oh, so this is what it looks like.
Yeah.
Their dialogue is so cheesy. Like, well, and there's that Marvel movie coming out, Shang-Chi something.
Oh, I've been seeing trailers for
It's the same concept where it's an actual fighter that they're like, here's how to act, man.
Yeah.
Tyler told me how to pronounce it because I said it on my podcast, and he was upset that I pronounced it wrong.
You're one listener. He's so critical.
Yeah, I think you're right. Shang-Chi. Yeah. I said
I honestly
Shang-Chi.
didn't know that. What? How did you?
That's why you lost all your listeners.
That's why I don't have any listeners on
Twitter's
the podcast.
actually canceling him actively right now.
You're being canceled.
All right, what's another lamp or slamp you have?
I got a slamp when they finally make it to like the temple and stuff, and then they're like, we need to start your training right now, and it's like a few days later, they maybe start training them a little bit.
Yeah,
barely.
It bugged me also that Raiden was like a jerk. Like I was expecting him to be this kind of like Dumbledore, figure, the mentor.
He's the stoic, like,
which one's
leader
Raiden?
of the
Raiden
Earth
is
realm.
the god. Like
the
electric dude.
Okay, with the
And,
eyes.
Yeah.
put up the
And
force
I was
field.
expecting him to really mentor them, and he's like, "Oh, you suck. You don't deserve to be here." You know?
You're like, that's okay.
Okay.
I'll leave.
Yeah.
You brought me here.
You should be all
Yeah,
wise. Right? Yeah. All wise guy. And
Hey, why couldn't? So he just can't intervene, but he can because he clearly intervened. Like, how did that work?
so he, from what I remember, is he's this god that cannot intervene in the Mortal Kombat tournament, but he's the protector of Earth. So
He could just kill them all then.
So his thing is he's not supposed to touch it, kind of like how the other guy, I don't remember his name, is coming in and he's just doing everything, like undercutting everything, trying to just kill everyone. Which I'm like, if he's doing that, you should be able to
There should
protect
be
everyone.
automatic grounds to be able to smite him.
But instead he just waits.
There's rules to this thing. It's a tournament, and you're disqualified.
yeah, like
You can't do that. But he just waits around.
All right, I have a slam. Is lightning teleportation like safe for a baby? Because he kind of just picked up the baby willy nilly and did it, and I don't know.
You can see how Cole turned out, so I don't know.
Also, was that baby the dude in the movie?
No, it was his ancestor.
Was it just another ancestor?
Wait, was it? Yeah,
It was the ancestor.
Okay.
Yeah, because it was a girl. It was.
Because it was centuries later, and I was like kind of sitting there. I was just like,
Yeah, it kind of didn't leave it really. It was like the timeline of everything just kind of switched around so much.
Yeah, because you see him teleport the baby, and then you see this guy next, and like he's got a mark, and you're like, no, like is it?
Yeah. Well, that was a slant for me. Is here's this guy Cole that has this, I think he calls it a scar of a dragon that he never researches.
It's a birthmark.
He's like, I have this birthmark of a dragon.
Like, look at this perfect birthmark.
Yeah, and he doesn't research it. And here's Sonia, who has like a house like filled of information. I'm like, dude, you could have just Googled it, probably found out at least what that dragon is.
I mean, did he at least go to a doctor for it? Like, hey, this is like oddly specific.
This is suspect.
Can this be transferred to other people on accident?
A special type of ringworm or something.
Yeah. Hey, what was Sub-Zero's name before?
Oh, I don't.
I thought he said Beehive to Sub-Zero.
Behan.
Behan to Sub-Zero.
So it wasn't Beehive.
Which he apparently doesn't age either.
Right? He isn't there, and all of a sudden bees just start forming.
Yeah. It doesn't really explain, though, how he went with that other guy, like, serving him.
What is Sub-Zero? Because is he like an alien race, or is he human?
No, it's, I read it online. I can't remember. It was like something class of fighters or something.
If you're here for educated Mortal Kombat information, this is not the place.
Yeah, you're not going to find anything. We researched a lot.
I thought his name was
Beehive.
Beehive.
Here for intelligence. Go away.
It's not going to be here. What the actual thing that I liked better was there was a cartoon on HBO Max on Scorpion that does the backstory so well between him and like Sub-Zero, and it was basically the same thing in the movie. Like the movie's 20 minutes with him and Sub-Zero like fighting, Sub-Zero killing, his whole family. In the cartoon, it develops it way more, and there's like so much more drama to that draws him, like him just being crushed by his, kids being his kid being murdered and his wife being murdered in front of him.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it develops a lot more.
So he was able to come back from hell to kill Sub-Zero, but he didn't have enough willpower to come back from hell to go raise his kid.
Yeah, apparently not.
What a deadbeat dad.
Yeah. It's very similar
That's
to
a slam.
What is it? Spawn. Kind of the same thing. His family was killed. He went to hell. He made a deal with the devil, and he comes back as Spawn to like wreak vengeance. Same thing.
But did he have a kid still out there?
No, I think his whole family died.
Okay. All right. So he's not a deadbeat dad. It's not like what's this guy's name in the movie? Is that Scorpion?
Scorpion, the one that
that's the guy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, in the beginning of the film.
Yeah.
Also, I was super confused when first off, the subtitles happened. I'm like, wait, is this entire movie in a different language? I'm like, I don't know if I'm down for this or not.
That's too much reading for me.
And then the subtitles kept switching back between Chinese and Japanese. I'm like, what's going on? I realized, I think the one guy speaks Chinese.
Well, the good thing is I speak both languages, so I didn't even need the subtitles. I didn't need the subtitles.
Can you imagine if you spoke, like you're just someone that could speak a crazy amount of languages, and you just able to like watch a movie like this? No
That'd
subtitles?
be so cool. You'd be able to watch so much stuff, like all foreign films.
Well, what would be funny too is if they are doing those films and they're actually not speaking the language. They just make you think they are.
I mean, maybe back in the day, like the 40s, like the original King Kong, you could do that. Have a Chinese Charlie.
Chinese Charlie.
But I don't think you could get away with that today.
Nope.
Here's a would you rather that Holly asked me the other day. Would you rather speak every language, be fluent in every language, or be a master of every instrument?
Language. Big time.
Instrument.
Really? I picked instrument too. I feel like there's more of...
Like, you're talking about like musical instrument?
Yeah, musical instrument. I feel like there's more of like a career opportunity, and I would enjoy it more to play every instrument.
And music is a language that reaches everybody.
Oh, I pick language because music is a language. That way, I'm fluent in every musical instrument.
Yeah, I think the only benefit of probably having that language would be if you worked for the government, like intelligence.
You could do that.
Like being a spy or something.
Yeah, you're like, I know everything.
There actually is like a lot of different jobs that hire interpreters, though. So you could like, I don't know.
All sorts of oil companies that are going into places to take their oil.
There's definitely...
Tell the natives that they're
taking
the oil.
Get like any job if you could speak every language.
That's true.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just feel like it'd be a lot more fun to just sit down and play any instrument.
You'd probably make more money.
Imagine just having musical talent. It's so great. It's so great.
All right, let's go back to
Yeah.
a little bit of a rabbit hole there. What's another lamp or slamp?
A slamp that I had was Kano was like the only interesting personality in the whole movie. I feel like he was the one that kind of kept it alive.
He kept it fresh.
Yeah, he had that comic relief, but he was really the only one that kind of developed
the
character.
That's fair. I thought he was pretty interesting.
He's the one that did like the backstabbing and everything.
Yeah, with the
He's
laser
all
eye.
sassy all the time. Okay, yeah.
Well, also a slam for me was if Raiden knew that Cole had the mark, like why didn't he just train him as a child? Like why did he wait until the end? I'm like, oh no, let me train you now. You have 2 days.
Yeah, let me train you at the last moment.
Yeah,
procrastination.
As you suck as an MMA fighter.
If John was,
Procrastination is key.
I have a saying: never do today what you could put off till tomorrow.
Do tomorrow.
All right, John, you have another lamp for slam?
So here's a problem that I ran into when I got here. I just realized I got a new phone, and all my notes were on my old phone. So I had to hastily put together a couple notes, and I'm out of notes.
Oof.
So
I have a lamp. I thought it was really cool when what's his name was shooting Sub-Zero with the shotgun, and he freezes the bullets as they're coming towards him.
that was pretty cool.
That was like a dope scene. I'm like, all right, that's kind of cool.
I feel like they put all the dope scenes in the trailer.
Was that so? I guess I didn't watch the full trailer. I was like bored by the trailer. I just turned it off. I'm like, this isn't my type of movie.
Bored by that trailer. It was one of the most hyped trailers out there.
I think because I didn't play the game. I didn't play the game. I'm like, oh, I'm not going to want to watch this because I didn't play it.
You're like, it's not Warzone. I don't care.
Well, a lamp that it was very interesting for me is there was a ton of Easter eggs in the movie. They had a bunch of characters that are to be revealed, like this the one Indian guy, Nightwolf, Shao Kahn, Katana with like her blades, like it's a fan of blades and stuff. Yeah, and Johnny Cage at the end. So they had a lot of characters that they're trying to. From what I heard, is the director's trying to create a whole like universe from this, like a bunch of movies. So he was like throwing it out like as you're researching.
So there's like a lot of characters that they didn't use, right?
A ton of characters.
There's an insane amount of characters.
Yeah,
because they could have, if they wanted, like done a kind of what Marvel did as a backstory for each character, then build up to it. Which that'd be cool if they did that now, where they built up to the actual Mortal Kombat event. But I
can see that.
I'm pretty sure that they left the movie to where it seems like that. I don't even remember what is that guy's name? He like sucks everyone's soul. The main guy,
Yoshi. No, that's Kirby. Sorry,
Kirby. He was taking everyone
Yoshi
back.
Sucks them in and then makes them eggs.
Okay, so both of them. That's right.
Yeah.
Is that who you're talking about? Yoshi or Kirby?
Yeah, Yoshi or Kirby. I'll call him Yoshi.
Surprise mystery fighter.
Yeah.
Yoshi.
But he's like the rule, or not, or the Shao Kahn's the ruler of like the Netherworld. So he brought them all back. So I think all those guys that died are going to be coming back in the next movie.
Interesting. Mm-hmm. So who's this Johnny Cage? Because I saw that and I'm like, again, if I probably knew the video game.
Johnny Cage, I like, again, I don't really know much about Mortal Kombat, but I guess Johnny Cage, he's like an actor.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I don't know exactly what he does.
So he's like a comedic relief, kind of like Kano, and he's just an actor that fights.
Okay.
So from the cartoon, Kano or Johnny Cage is this guy that like thinks he's going like Mortal Kombat. He's dumped his career, and so he's looking for another opportunity to make a movie. And so Raiden reaches out to him about Mortal Kombat, and he thinks he's doing a movie as he goes there to fight. And people are fighting him, and he's like, "Why are they actually hurting me?" You're like, like what's going on here? And as he starts figuring out that has like this mark on him,
that'd be interesting. So as you were talking about this, and I was thinking about video games, and we talked about Luigi. I'm like, or whatever I said, Kirby. I was like, Yoshi. I want to see a live action like Mario film that's like super gritty and like R-rated.
Just an insane Super Smash Bros.
Do you remember the was it Mario Bros, like the old 90s film? It was
man.
Like, dude,
the live action one.
Yeah, you should pull up.
It's horrifying.
What the was it Koopas or whatever they're called?
The Goombas.
The Goombas, what they look like. Dude,
live action.
It's like Goomba. A giant guy with a small head. Dude, it's so funny.
Terrifying.
It is horrible.
All right, I'll check that out.
Yeah. Such a weird, just acid trip of a movie.
It is, man. I feel everything in the 90s at the time was like that.
It was. What was with everything
back It was then? That genre, man.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was kind of weird back then, too. Like,
it's like they were trying to go between special effects and costumes.
Everyone was still like in a hangover from the 70s or something. And
let's try this.
All right, I have, back to Mortal Kombat, I have a slamp, sorry. When that lizard is in the house with them, like trying to kill them, why doesn't he just like spit that acid at them?
I know, the acid was insane.
Like invisible, just go on the roof and spit it at their face.
Imagine if he just would have sneezed when he was up in the rafters, all of them would have been dead.
Yeah,
try.
I was kind of disappointed about that.
There's a cool lizard though. Was that just was that an assassin lizard?
I think he's actually a character in the game.
Oh, shoot.
Jake, you got any more lamps or slamps?
Yeah. They recreated the fatalities of the game, which was cool.
Yep.
So a lot of the fatalities that they did in it were recreations of the game, and one of them was when the guy with the hat that he throws on the ground. That's an actual move, like a fatality where he throws it and it's like spinning.
Yeah.
And you could tell like they were throwing it back to the game because he's like, fatality or whatever he said. Like, you know.
I thought that was so brutal. I'm like, are they going to show this? And they full on just show the lady getting sawed in half.
Sawed right in half.
I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah. And what was cool too is there's like little Easter eggs, like when Sub-Zero took the dude's arms off, in the background there's graffiti on the wall that actually shows how to do that move in the game.
What?
Yeah. So if you watch it, you'll see like, you know, it's like up, left, right, or whatever it is, you know, how to actually do that in the background.
Insane.
So it's cool. So as he like pulled off the guy's arms, you can see in the background graffiti of how to actually do that move in the game. It was pretty cool.
You think game sales for Mortal Kombat went up after this movie?
Yeah. They had to.
Because I honestly thought about buying it after watching the movie. I was like,
can I do that? I want to do that.
Wait, what's it on? Can you get it on PC?
You can get it,
yeah.
You can get it on everything.
Maybe we'll play it after.
You can even get on. You can
we'll do a
get it on the Switch.
Tournament.
Can you really?
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna
do a Switch party with Mortal Kombat.
I've never been good at those types of games though, because I can never remember the combinations. I never take the time to learn.
Everyone that I know that is like really good at like games like Mortal Kombat 2, I'm like, there's something off about you.
Well, that's all they play too.
Yeah,
It's like all I play is fighting games, and they don't use a normal controller. They use like the actual like joystick and the buttons,
like the arcade stuff.
The only time I've seen someone use a keyboard to play that game is they actually rotate it vertically. So they rotate the keyboard vertically, and it has like these buttons that they press here with their.
That's so
It's
weird.
weird. It's like they're playing a guitar on the keyboard almost. It's a whole nother level of like.
This is insane.
You know, I've devoted my life to this. I make $12 an hour.
You know what I actually saw? I saw someone playing like streaming Guitar Hero, and they're using a keyboard.
Yep, I've seen that too.
Huh. We should get back into Guitar Hero.
They need to come out with a good Guitar Hero again.
Yeah,
I think that
was so popular, man.
Because they came out. I remember it was like 5 years ago when they were like, "Oh, Guitar Hero's coming back," and it was Guitar Hero Live.
Yeah,
and that game was I bought it and I was so disappointed.
Dude,
I did such a terrible
I just remember
job.
playing Dragon Force, trying to like master Into the Flames. Like that was like the hardest song you could play on Guitar Hero.
Was that like the top, like the last one?
Yeah, it was like Extreme or whatever.
Through the Fire and Flames.
Through the Fire and Flames.
Yeah.
I remember I could play Through the Fire and Flames, I think on like hard and like pass it sometimes.
Well, I remember you guys got like those cheat codes to like unlock like ultra speed and stuff.
Yeah.
And
I remember that.
Josh would just sit there for hours.
He would.
I
forgot about that. I remember too, like I had like a super nice guitar for Guitar Hero, and it was just like
custom guitar painted.
He did. He did.
I'm gonna look on eBay after this. They probably sell them not on eBay, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
What was the other one? There was Rock Band, and then
Rock Band. I forgot about that.
Yeah, was it Rock Band? Yeah,
Rock Band.
Yeah.
Where you can like sing as well.
Yeah.
John was usually the singer.
I
in
was
our
always
band.
the singer. You were always drums.
No, I was on guitar because everyone else wanted to play drums.
Oh,
Things
drums
when I
were
actually played
drums were
drums.
so innovative.
I
back then.
actually saw this one video on on YouTube where a guy was playing Warzone with the Guitar Hero, like the guitar. So he mapped it like. So the guy was like moving forward, and he would press the alert button, and he would like just turn like this, and he killed someone with it. And he's like, "This guy sucks."
Yeah, I've seen some people do it, and they play on like the drums for Guitar Hero, where they program that too, and they get a kill. And I'm just like, why?
Yeah.
Why?
At what level
Like,
of content are you trying to create?
Are you even having fun at that point?
Yeah.
Like
He spent like a week trying to remap all of this stuff.
Dang, these look intense nowadays. Guitar Hero. Wait, you can't even buy it? All right, sorry, I'm going down a rabbit hole here again.
I was gonna say it's probably like impossible.
All right, what else you got, Jake?
That's it, man. Like, though I didn't have many lamps for the movie. Oh, there is one more. They focused on, so in the video game, people spam uppercuts and sweeps, like sweeping the legs all the time.
Yeah.
And so they tried to expose that in the movie. Like
That's
when
fun.
Kano
Yeah,
was
there was
training,
a lot
he kept
of-
on like undercut, like, you know,
Kept
doing
doing
that
the
like
same
sweep.
move. That was funny.
But that's what they do in the game. Like you'll like sweep the leg, sweep the leg, sweep the leg. And so that's what they did in the movie, being like, dude, I think this is what people do all the time in a video game.
Yeah, that's That's funny that they did that. That references that. All right, I have I don't know if this is a lamp or slamp. I just put flying saucer hat. That's a note I put.
Nice.
And then I have a slamp that it's very predictable that he's going to get his powers to save his family.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then a slamp on him to take them out at the same time, teleport them into the ocean. Right? What are they going to do?
I did have one more slamp.
You look at these movies with too much logic, Jonah.
So Sonya, she obviously was like the outcast, like she didn't have the mark, and she wanted to be there training. So here are these guys that trained their whole life just to understand how to use their, what was it called? Kana, whatever.
Yeah.
And they developed Arcana, yeah. And they developed it. Here are the new guys that came in. Kano finds it. Cole finds it. She kills Kano and learns her Arcana right away. So the next scene she comes in and she's like shooting beams out of her hand, knowing how to use it. I was like,
fair.
How did you learn that right away? Like, how did you know you would have beams?
Right? That's fair, but here's a counterpoint too. She's been studying this her entire life. That when she got it, she's ready because they've been studying her.
She had beams,
and I feel like once you get beam power, like it would take a long time to actually master that.
Here's what I thought when I first saw that. And it's funny that I'm arguing for the movie at this point. I'm like, oh, she killed him. He had a laser. She has something similar in the same. Like when you kill someone with a mark, you get a type of their power. Whether that be like he had laser coming out of his eyes, she has like these laser beams out of her hands. I wonder if like that's how it goes. It just passes down, and whoever you killed get something similar. Maybe, I don't know.
How did Kano die? He died on the gnome he spit on, right?
Yeah,
it went into his eye.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's why I think he's also coming back, because in the video game he has a mechanical eye. So in the movie he had an eye that shot the laser beam out, but he didn't lose his eye.
Yeah.
And so he finally gets, like, he got that scratch on his face from the reptile, and then he actually lost his eye. So that's why I think he's coming back.
Okay.
Because he has to have, like, no eye.
I actually had that as a lamp that he died to a garden gnome. I thought that was funny.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
And then I have another slamp. Stop punching the ice. Just go help the guy kill Sub-Zero, and then you could go get your family out. They're fine. I think punching the ice is going to hurt them. Eventually, you're going to get to the point where you're going to punch them on accident. Also, why are you punching the...
Yeah.
Sorry, I was... really annoyed by that. He just kept going back
forever
to it.
too.
Like mid-fight, he would punch Sub-Zero and then go and punch the ice again. I'm like,
like I feel like the family, the family was just chilling in there. Get it chilling.
For me, it was a little also unclear for Cole what his power was.
Yeah.
Like, so it seemed like in the beginning, as he was getting like attacked, it would take that power of the attack and then redistribute it.
Yeah.
Which he did in the beginning, but all of a sudden he just spawns weapons out of nowhere and starts using those.
And then you don't really see that power again where he's absorbing the energy and redistributing it.
Which you think that's what it was, because he kept on getting like his butt kicked all the time in MMA and everything. So you think like, oh, that would be his power because, he sucks at fighting. So he has to have something that's going to help him.
The power's just there to save him.
Yeah. That's all it does.
And then my last slamp is the daughter that's there just watching this guy burn to death and all the trauma she's going to face later in life. Yeah.
A lot of meds.
Yep. All right, and that's Lamps and Slams.
Yeah.
I realized this as we're recording that Tyler usually comes up with all the questions for the trivia. So
we don't have any trivia.
I'll come up with something. But Tyler did send us, because Tyler was supposed to record this episode with us.
We could tell Tyler, thank you so much for sending me the trivia questions. Yeah. I appreciate all the text messages that he sent over. It was awesome.
He sent over to recast one character in this movie. Have you been listening to the podcast? You know this segment?
Yeah.
I don't remember what Tyler calls it. It's probably something
about Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, we don't have like the eccentric names for all of these segments that we're about to do because Tyler isn't here. But we're going to recast one character in this movie, and these are the options. So you could recast one person with other three of these people.
Oprah Winfrey, Anne Hathaway,
okay,
or
Tobey Maguire.
One person, Jake. Who are you going to recast in this movie with one of those actors?
I think I would replace Sonya with Anne Hathaway.
Oh.
Interesting. Which one was Sonya?
She's the one without the mark.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That's how good of an actress she was. You don't even know.
All right, John, and who are you going to replace?
I'm going to replace Raiden with Oprah Winfrey.
Raiden. Who's Raiden? Sorry.
The god. The dude with the glowy eyes.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to replace the lizard with Tobey Maguire, but I want the CGI like from Cats, and that's what Tobey Maguire is in this lizard.
I wish they had like the same director or the person that did the original Sonic. Remember how everyone was like, "Oh my god, what is that?"
Oh my gosh!
Right. All right. So now we have to vote on. You can't vote for yourself, Jake. You have to vote for someone else. Who are you going to vote for?
Raiden with Oprah would be pretty funny.
That would actually kind of work, right?
I feel like it would, because she's already like a very powerful.
I mean, it would completely change the character in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, the movie would probably tank because of it.
All right, John, who are you gonna pick?
So you voted for me. I gotta go with. I like Tobey Maguire as the lizard.
Really? That's what you're gonna go with?
Yep. I'm gonna vote for Jonah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a good choice. Think about that. Just imagine it for 1 second.
I'm imagining him slithering around like the rafters in Tobey Maguire form.
I keep on picturing him as the dark Spider-Man.
No, he would
like
have
walking.
the hair and everything.
Yeah.
All right, John, as much as I like Oprah, I'm going to have to go with Jake.
And that's it. Infinite time.
Is it Recast Blast, right?
Recast Blast.
That's what it is.
Yep.
All right, and we're going to go straight into trivia.
We're doing trivia?
Yeah.
Trivial trivia?
Yeah. I don't know what I'm going to come up with.
I'm excited.
Just
all right, here we go.
Jake has done so much more research on this movie, though.
Yeah.
Oof.
All right, ready? You have to buzz in, by the way, Jake. First one to buzz in. Who? I don't know.
I got the answer.
He doesn't know.
I can't think of any questions on the spot. I guess I could look up. Here's some trivia.
Look up Mortal Kombat movie trivia.
I'm on IMDb, and here's some trivia.
Oh, that's always good.
All right. I got nothing.
What? Here. Let me see what I can do with this.
let me ask you. Let me
These are all
ask you the
facts
questions.
about like behind the movies.
Yeah, and like the goofs and everything that they have in it, whatever it is.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat with a K. Trivia.
I think they also mentioned that in the movie. They're like, "What type of tournament is?" They don't even spell combat right.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Aside, I mean, it's going to tell me the answers when I answer it. Oh, I have to go all the way down and hit submit my answers.
Blech.
All right. I mean, we could just end the podcast there because this is pretty brutal. We should have thought about this before we hit record.
Here's a fact.
Ooh, fun fact attack.
Here we go. According to the writer Greg Russo, the new character Cole Young was a studio mandated addition. So they had to like add a new character for some reason.
Oh, that's
Really?
stupid. Oh, because he's not in the game, right?
He's not. Like he's a new character that was made.
I hate how studios do that.
Yeah, you can't make this movie unless you do this.
All right, here we go. First trivia question. Ready? First one to buzz in and answer the correct gets 1 point.
Okay.
What is Sonya's code name?
Code name?
Code name.
Zone.
No. Jake, do you want to try to answer?
I don't even know.
What?
Throw out a guess.
Oprah Winfrey.
Ooh.
It's a good guess. It's a good guess. No, Blackhawk.
That's it.
Blackhawk.
Yeah, because
Did they say that in the movie?
She was like a military person.
Okay, I don't know what this trivia is, but I think it's a trivia for an older movie. All right, here we go. Who is Johnny Cage's master?
His master?
I mean, this isn't in the movie, but this is a question about Mortal Kombat, so.
Raiden?
No.
That's what I would have said too.
I mean, it would make sense.
Jake, do you want to guess?
Steven Spielberg.
I was going to say, go with the director.
Yeah.
It says Shang Tsung.
Okay.
I don't know who that is.
No.
It's part of the new Marvel movie coming out.
All right, here we go. How many questions do we usually do?
I don't know.
All right, we'll go to 5.
So far, we're doing great.
Yeah.
Yep,
Right?
yep.
What is Jack's code name?
The Punisher.
I mean, think of
Is
Sonya
Jack
and what her code name
dude
was.
that lost his arms?
I already forgot hers. What was hers? Darkhawk?
Blackhawk.
Close. Close.
Is Jack the dude that lost his arms?
Yeah, he was her commander.
Now he would have been Blackhawk to me.
It's racist, John.
I think we should have switched him out for Terry Crews.
Ooh, that would have been good,
right?
That would have been great, actually.
That would have been awesome.
Can you imagine?
They should have just made it into like the Expendables where they got like all the top action people, like actors, and put them in.
No, they should have made it into a classic Dwayne The Rock Johnson and Kevin Hart movie.
That would have been actually pretty great.
Chris Rock and all that.
All right.
Wait, what was it? Oh, his code name.
Just take a guess. It's not that hard. Just say anything.
Arms.
Arms. Limpy.
He doesn't have any. Jake.
Blue Raz.
Ooh,
I think that's
a good
what it is.
flavor.
No, it was Cardinal.
What are these? Okay, so they're birds.
Yeah.
If next code name question, it's a bird.
All right, ready?
So you think that was their code name? That would be like somehow their power.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Which sucks for him because his power, he didn't like. It developed off of his mechanical arms. Like,
Yeah.
would he have gotten that power if he didn't have the mechanical arms?
Imagine if he didn't have the mechanical arms and his power was he grew back real arms that are just really strong.
Ooh.
Kind of screwed himself there. All right, here we go. Is this the last question? I don't know. Who is Sonya's partner?
That guy, the
You
dude,
have to
what?
buzz in.
Cardinal, Bzz.
Johnny?
Cardinal.
Jake?
Cardinal, or Johnny Cage.
Jack.
I mean, John, you already answered. It's Jax. You guys were like panicking.
Just say something.
I mean, I could give it to John because you said Cardinal, but I don't even think his name was. They mentioned that was his code name in this movie, so don't even get that point. All right, here we go. Who is Sonya intent on killing?
Oh, Bzz. Kano.
Jake gets it. John, come on. Kind of slow here. All right, everyone. That is trivia. I don't know.
Morning, man. It's
Who won?
the morning.
Jake, how many questions did you get? Did you get one?
I got one question.
John, did you get any questions?
No, so he wins by just.
You did technically get Cardinal and Jax.
I mean,
Yeah, I'm not
technically he
giving
didn't
it.
give it. Jonah is vindictive against me. He
When
will
I'm in
not
charge.
let me win.
We don't win on technicalities.
Sorry, everyone. I guess I should have thought through this more. I had 2 days, 3 days. to
We're
prepare.
already a day late. Did anybody
Saturday
expect
morning.
quality out of this one?
It's early. This is
We wanted to mimic how the film was. Cheesy.
Yeah, it gets the job
It
done.
does.
get the job done. I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
We had to add a new character because of the studio.
Exactly. Studio and form.
It's, yeah.
All right, everyone. That's Mortal Kombat. I guess we should rate this movie now. What are we rating it on? Have we done this every time? Do we always have a rating scale, or we just sometimes?
It's already It's always 1 out of 300. Lately, we haven't been choosing what we're like. What the?
All right, let's just rate the movie.
All right.
John, what do you want to rate this movie? 1 to
So
300.
I honestly enjoyed it. 195.
195. All right,
Okay.
respectable. I almost said Tyler. Jake.
I can go with Tyler.
We should just call Jake Tyler. We should act like
Tyler.
Jake was Tyler this entire time. Tyler got a nose job, everyone. And he's wearing glasses.
He's wearing glasses. I would give it like a 165.
165. You know, someone might actually believe that Jake was Tyler. If like,
Honestly, yeah.
If they switched it up.
kind of looking at the video, like it's almost believable.
Our wives look similar.
Yeah.
He has 3 kids.
Yeah.
It's close.
I mean, 2 white guys with a beard and same color hair ish.
They get us all confused. All white people apparently know each other.
And we all have podcasts.
Right? Yeah. I mean, that one is kind of true. All right, I'm going to rate this movie. I actually was kind of decently surprised by it. I'm going to go even 200. Highest score out of all.
Oh,
Dang.
Jonah with the highest score.
All right, and let's,
I would give my recommendation in this if you're going to watch it. And I had to write this down because I'd be very clear.
Huh?
Try not to come with expectations of the movie being a blockbuster movie that dives into character development. It's an entertaining and cheesy action film that focuses primarily on combat.
I thought, I think it's pretty. It's kind of like what you'd expect from like a big production company or big studio producing a Mortal Kombat film. Like just kind of for the action, entertain people like me that don't really know anything about these characters. Probably would have helped if I knew something about it, but I was entertained. And that's what, the whole point is, I guess.
And what did the final score come to?
All right, so this movie has an average of 186.
Not bad.
Yeah,
not bad.
It's on HBO Max. You can watch it there. I don't think are we missing anything for this podcast?
I don't think so.
All right, yeah, it's kind of a shorter one this week because we didn't have Tyler going off on random tangents, yelling about random
Tyler
stuff,
just screaming into the microphone.
No peaks in the audio, pretty much. My neighbors aren't pissed off at me today.
I think it has something to do with all of us playing video games and just knowing what it's like to scream into the audio.
We're like, come on. All right,
last night playing Call of Duty, I actually let out like a banshee scream at one point because my parents aren't home and my window is open, and I was like, oh no.
Or when you sneeze on accident into the microphone, you're just like, then you hear on someone else like,
someone's like, what the heck?
What was that?
Where goes my eardrum? All right, everyone, that is Mortal Kombat. You can check us out on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. We're there. Go to flickface.com. We have merch there. I'm wearing the t-shirt. You can see it right there if you're on YouTube. I forgot to mention at the start of this podcast that if you're listening to the audio format, we're on YouTube now. And if you haven't already, make sure to go subscribe to our YouTube channel and like this video. It's going to help us out. Grow the YouTube channel. And I think that's it. John, do you have anything else to add for this?
Nope.
Jake, do you have anything else to add to this podcast?
No.
Okay.
We leave on an interesting note.
I guess that's how I didn't think about that. All right, everyone. That's the podcast. Thanks for tuning in. And that's how we're going to end it.